posso cambiar.
Okay, so I'm here with my new friend Keith. And Keith, thank you so much for giving me a minute of your time.
A pleasure to meet you.
So let me tell you about Keith a little bit. So Keith is a dentist from an island off of the British coast. But he's not your everyday dentist. He just purchased 100 hectares of land in the Amazon. So can I just ask you, how does one get to that decision that this is what I'm going to do with my money?
Well,
what is that you find inspirational in life? Like what is the thing that turns you on these days? What do you believe that matters in the world?
The truth. The truth. That's it. The truth. That's it. Full stop. Really. That's what it all boils down to, isn't it? You know.
Interesting. So, and then how do you go about is this like a personal truth, or is that a truth that you try to look for, like the ultimate truth, or what is it?
Well, I mean, I'm not at all solipsistic, so this notion of personal truth requires a little bit of critical thought. I'm not saying there isn't such a thing as personal truth, but I also believe that there is an ultimate truth, and the ultimate truth is that we all come from let's call it a unity, or you could say the quantum field, or you could say the sub-Planck level, you could call it the ether, you could call it whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, our Western science bangs on about the Big Bang. You know, give us one miracle and we'll explain the rest, right? Well, okay. Well, if you're going to start with, if it's slightly true or basically true in some sense, well, that is a miracle, isn't it? You know, the Big Bang. How can you start from a singularity?
Yep.
And then all this lot, you know. I mean, all this. Yeah, just putting it down to it. My father was a scientist engineer, and a brilliant man, actually, a really brilliant guy, a fantastic father too. So he inspired me, as well as my grandmother. My mother was a fantastic mum, bloody lucky to have two good parents, you know, and a lot of freedom. I could just do anything.
Starting with freedom allows your brain to go and explore.
Exactly,
right?
Yes.
And that's maybe ultimately how you ended up being in the ultimate freedom, which is the middle of the jungle.
Yes. Right, and of course it's life, isn't it? I mean, there's one thing which really hits you about a rainforest, is the life, the smell and the sound of it in particular, the kind of the symphony of sound of living things.
And the unknown.
Yes.
Right, that we know that there's all the answers are out there to questions which we haven't even asked.
Yes.
Right.
I think so, because we've been channeled into a very narrow way of thinking in our. I don't call it an education system, unless I'm joking. I call it an indoctrination training system. There is a negative element about it, but not much. We're not teaching our kids to think beyond the boundaries. We're training them up to be good little sheeple. You know, and unfortunately, still that's what most people are. Although, as we discussed before, that's changing a lot now, isn't it? People are waking up, which is why this place is so important, and that's one of the reasons why I bought the land, is to protect this place.
Well, Keith, thank you so much for sharing some wisdom and thoughts.
Good
Appreciate
man.
it. Thank you.
Pleasure. Cheers.
And this was Keith from Britain, if it wasn't obvious. Everything makes sense after you dunk into the Amazon. Whew.